If you've ever read Mark Twain's The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, you might remember a certain scene from the first chapter. The free-spirited Huck Finn is enduring another tedious grammar lesson when he tells us that his teacher, in an attempt to scare him straight, told me all about the bad place, and I said I wished I was there. Later, she went on and told me all about the good place. She said all a body would have to do there was to go around all day long with a harp and sing forever and ever. So I didn't think much of it, but I never said so. It's hard to blame little Huck Finn for having such a low opinion of heaven. Sitting around on a cloud all day and playing the harp, that's boring. Doing that all day, every day, for eternity? That's beyond boring. That's mind-numbing. And it's no wonder Huck thought the bad place looked better by comparison. Thankfully, as we've learned through this video series, neither heaven nor hell is quite what mainstream Christianity makes them out to be. The Bible tells a much different story. It makes it clear that God's plan for the human race is so much better than spending eternity floating around on a cloud staring at our Creator's face. That's not to diminish or minimize in any way God's glory. The face of God is really something incredible. The Apostle John gave us this description of the glorified Jesus Christ, and by extension, of God the Father. His head and hair were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes like a flame of fire. His feet were like fine brass, as if refined in a furnace. And his voice was as the sound of many waters, and his countenance was like the sun shining in its strength. That's amazing. Now, I have a hard time even imagining what that looks like. But here's the thing. The righteous aren't going to just be with God when they're resurrected. They're going to be like God. John explained it this way. Behold, what manner of love the Father has bestowed on us, that we should be called children of God. It's not yet been revealed what we shall be, but we know that when He is revealed, we shall be like Him, for we shall see Him as He is. In a letter to the church, Paul explained it this way. We shall all be changed. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trumpet, for the trumpet will sound, the dead will be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. We know from God's Holy Day plan that His newly resurrected children will play important roles in helping to both rebuild the earth and extend God's offer of salvation to everyone who has ever lived. But what happens after that? What happens afterward? What is God's plan for the rest of eternity? We don't know. Not completely. All the Bible gives us are hints and possibilities, while reminding us that eye has not seen, nor ear heard, nor have entered into the heart of man the things which God has prepared for those who love Him. But consider this. God has spent the last 6,000 years of human history enacting a plan to take lowly creatures formed from the dust of the ground and transform them into His children. Do you really think an eternity of harp playing or gazing upon the beatific vision represents the entirety of what He has in mind for you? Not likely. God had a plan when He created mankind, and He'll have a plan when He transforms us into His precious children. We are talking about the God who created the universe here, the God who determined the rules that would govern everything from supermassive black holes all the way down to how the air should smell after a crisp autumn rain. He's brilliant. He's artistic. He's all-powerful. He's perfect in everything. He cares deeply for you and me, and He cares deeply for everyone who has ever lived. He is love. I have no idea what all God has planned for His children as we head on into eternity. But I will tell you this, I can't wait to find out. If you haven't yet, be sure to download our free booklet, The Last Enemy, What Really Happens After Death. It's filled with even more priceless truths from the Bible and goes into more detail about life, death, and what God has planned for the entire human race.